Hello. You are listening to The Enthusiast, and hopefully this live stream is a lot better than last time. I'm Brad Kelly, your host for The Enthusiast. You are listening to The Enthusiast, where the passion doesn't matter, the passion doesn't get any better. And in this week's episode of The Enthusiast, new update on the Phantom video game, as you can see up on your screen right now. When you click onto the video, you will see the part of the update that I'll be talking about later on in the show. And so much more in this week's episode. Boom, 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 sweps. It's a good lemonade. You are listening to The Enthusiast, and this is this week's quick fire news. Few publications will be releasing The Phantom, issue number 1984. Issue number 1984 on the 21st of November. So it comes out next week. The last comic, which was issue number 1983, came out last week on the 7th of November. And the next comic, which is what I just said, issue number 1984, will come out next week. And it's going to be so great. And comment your thoughts down below, what you have been thinking of some of the few publications, comics, and covers that have been coming out all this year, pretty much. Comment what you think of them, of the covers down below, because, getting that feedback and comments and what you think is the best is the greatest way to stay engaged on the Phantom, on The Enthusiast. That was so good. Also, when Few the Phantom issue number 2000, Few the Phantom issue number 2000 comes out in 16 more issues. And when that happens next year, Few's run of file cards will be stopping at that number in the card series. And if you've ordered from Few publications before, and you've ordered Phantom comics or whatever you've ordered from Few publications before on their website, you'll also be able to stay up to date what's coming out and all advertising stuff. And one of the things that was mentioned in this week's email from Dudley Hogarth was that Few publications are going to be stopping the file cards series at issue number 2000. And it actually, when you really think about it, and I was reading Chronicle Chambers' post today, it actually is a really, really good moment. And when you really, really think about it, they started, 2,000 issues before, and now they're at 2,000, issue number 2000 next year. And their card series that they started, I think they started it in 2017, 8 years that it's been going on for, or something like that. And it's now coming to an end. And I might have to, finish that file cards collection series since it's coming to an end. And I might need to buy some more file cards because, we don't get subscription comics from Few publications. We buy them from our local news agency. Why not? Why not support local news agencies that deliver your Phantom comics right? And Few publications still sells comics. Win-win. Wink, wink. And coming up on this week's show, in the publisher's news, Phantom Man Christmas 2024 album is coming out soon, and pre-orders are starting for that, and there's more information coming up on the show about that. There is also a very, very exciting development happening with a new paperback novel by Jacob Nelson. Jacob Nelson is going to be publishing a new Phantom paperback novel, and that's going to be pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Pretty great. And we're now heading into the merchandise news. So the Phantom new video game, there's some new updates on that. We're going to be talking about that. And we've also got the Auction City. Auction City is back with the Phantom issue number 42 is at auction, and that's on eBay. So we're going to talk about that as well. And we're also going to be talking about a new discussion topic where can I get free Phantom comics online? So stay tuned for that, and there's a lot more coming up on this week's episode of The Enthusiast. This week in Publishers News. This week in the Publishers News. Phantom Men Christmas Album 2024 is coming to Phantom fans. As I will be saying, the Christmas Album 2024 will be starting on the pre-ordering part of its journey to be getting to us, the Phantom fans. Jum, jum, jum. We're on the road, coming from the pre-orders, and we're journeying from the pre-orders to your comic book collection. I just thought of that. I really just thought of that. It's very unique. My singing is very unique, and it's terrible. The context is that the album will be 96 pages in total, and this year's cover is done by the fantastical cover artist Luca Alberta. And in the highlights for when the highlights come out this weekend, you will see an image up on your screen right now. The stories that will be included in this year's Christmas album include, and I'm hoping that I won't butcher this, because last week we didn't butcher Brazilian language. We don't like to butcher things, so hopefully we don't butcher Norwegian as well. But it's very hard, very hard reading other people's language. No offense, but it is. They say English is the most hardest thing to understand. No worries. No problem. Okay. Anyways, we're back on track. Okay, so the stories that will include the Gravavats Hemlegat. It sounded like pork. It sounded like lamb. Which translates to the Vault of Missing Men. Wrote by Leigh Falk and illustrated by the legendary Cy Barry. And then we have Flickin' Flan in Just Dance, which translates to the little girl, wrote by Leigh Falk and Cy Barry. Was that butchered? Possibly. We'll go with yes. The Christmas album will also contain a reprint of the Phantom Men 1974 Christmas album, and that will also include the following stories. Oh God. The following stories of, hopefully not offending anyone with this, Omaphoket? I don't know how you say that. Which translates to the little ones, wrote by Leigh Falk and illustrated by Cy Barry. Then we've got Ald Gudadenden. That just looks like it's just came out of Middle Earth, and it's just, coming out of the Lord of the Rings. Why? Why, Brad? Why? That was butchered. which translates to the Fire Goddess, wrote by Lee Falk and illustrated by Ray Moore. And this and Helvetus Anglada, which translates to the Bike Gang, wrote by Lee Falk and illustrated by Cy Barrett. Also, in this week's publishers' news, a new fantastical novel based on the Phantom, which is titled From the Chronicles of the First Phantom, Part 1. It has lots of chapters, as novels normally do. And it's also with the paperback novel containing 239 black and white pages. The book was released on the 8th of November 2024 and is now available for purchase. You can now watch my show, The Enthusiast, on podcast, on Anchor, and Spotify. It's always available there. The passion for the Phantom, the passion for the Enthusiast doesn't waver. And new episodes weekly on Tuesdays. And I will also be popping that very, very unique, very, very valuable podcast link in the description down below. It's always down there for easy convenience. That ran so smoothly. That was so smooth. In this week's merchandise news, the Phantom video game will be opening pre-orders up on the 23rd of November. And hopefully, probably a couple of weeks ago, we sort of didn't get the audio right for this. So that's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, comment, if you are catching the audio. But anyways, if you didn't hear, the Phantom video game will be going on pre-order, and pre-orders will be on the 23rd of November. Not only that, but the last few weeks, fans have been treated to a first look at special artist collectors collections, and there will be, as you can probably tell by the thumbnail, that's one of the collections. We have four different collections that are done by four different artists. No, actually, when you count it, it's three. So we have three different artists, but four different collections. That made sense. Four different collections, including Sal Voluto, Glenn Ford, and two very amazing artworks from Luca Alberta. All of these collections are going to be fantastic. They're going to be amazing. And they're going to be fantastical. They're going to be fantastic. They're going to be epic. They're going to be amazing. What other word can I describe these artworks as? Fantastic? Oh, Brad got him! Brad is on fire. And you can now get 14% off on all things Hermes Press with the code Enthusiast 2022. All in one word. Fantastical. Whether you're looking for something new to read on a hard afternoons after hard day's work, there's always something you can find at Hermes Press today. Go on their website, maybe use the code for a 14% off discount on getting your collections bigger, making Phantom comics a lifestyle and even making your reading experience better with Hermes Press and Phantom Cave Reviews. This week in Ocean City, we are taking a drinks break. Lemonade tastes so good. Never tasted any better. But for seriously, this week in Auction City, we are going to a soap opera. This week, in Auction City, original The Phantom issue number 42 has recently hit the auction scene. It is going via soap opera. It is hitting the auction scene, and with the auction being conducted on eBay, and the current bid for the book is $450, and the auction ends in 6 days. So if you want to be able to be either partaking in history or buying a book for your collection that you may not have, and it's an early Phantom comic that you may not have, and you have like, I don't know, dollars in the bank account, well, then this auction may be suited for you because, you know, Phantom 40 early issues of the Phantom don't come around that often, and there's a lot of auctions on right now, and we're going to be talking about them hopefully in the coming weeks. And there's a lot of them out right now. Like, you go onto eBay, or if you go onto one of the trusty most of the fantastical Phantom group called Phantom Collector. If you go on that, you'll find most of them that are shared onto those groups as posts. You click onto the link, you have a look at all the different auctions that are taking place to do with early Phantom comics, and you say to yourself, do I need that? Yes, I do. And anyways, it ends in 6 days, which the date of that is the 18th of November. It's pretty good. Also, a short update on another book that is currently up for auction over at Heritage Auctions. The vintage Brazilian comic book called, now let's hope we don't butcher this, because last time we did a very good job. Educaio do Correio Universal issue number 40, published in 1937, is currently at a bid of $6. Yep, Brazilian vintage comics going for $6. Want to get a piece of history? You can. It's on Heritage Auctions. And that was very, very short. That was short, and that was skinny, and that was short as. Today, I am going to be talking, on today's conversation, on today's discussion, today I'm going to be talking about where you can get free Phantom comics online. And when I say free, I mean free. When I say free, they are the free as can be. I was writing the script for this, and I was looking at it, and I was thinking about it, and I was writing it out, and then I thought, yeah, that's great wordplay. That's great wordplay. The website where you can read free Phantom comics is called the www.comicskingdom.com, and is actually run by King Features. So all the comic strips, if you're talking Phantom, or if you're wanting to, say, look at Popeye, the latest Popeye strips that are coming out from their artist or something, or reprints of it, or like they're having a look at different versions or perspectives that they could take them, well, free comics at comicskingdom.com. And it's really, really good website. It is a really, really good website. It's run by King Features. It has the Phantom dailies and Sundays, the latest strips from the Phantom, because, you know, we are all Phantom fans. We all normally like to keep up to date with what's going on with the Sundays and what's going on with the dailies and vice versa. And it has hundreds of other comic book characters on there as well, because, you know, King Features, it's huge, it's massive, and it has really, really good stuff on there normally. Of course, the Phantom is great, the Phantom is better, and the Phantom unbiasedly is the best Phantom, is the best comic book character in the world. And is that biased or not? Yes, it is. Probably. Maybe. Maybe not. So now you know where to find free Phantom comics online. Now you know how to find the dailies and Sundays, what website to go to at www.comicskingdom.com and check out some free Phantom comics. Why not? It's really, really great. And if you enjoy Phantom Cave reviews, what do you think of the new artworks for the video game? There will obviously be pictures of the artworks on the highlights for the Enthusiasts that come out every weekend that the show is operational. And as always, then you can subscribe to, if you enjoy Phantom Cave reviews, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you see, and then you can see more great videos, more great live streams, and hear me talk about the Phantom. And as always, keep Phantom Cave and stay safe, and you will see me next week on The Enthusiast. Bye!